9. August. Dearest Suzie, back at Vinh Long at last. It was real good to get back. We got in late last night, and I have spent the whole day getting squared away. I was told before I came back that the boxes for hold baggage were hard to come by down here, so I went to Quang Ngai and bought a big trunk. I thought it would hold all my stuff, but I spent a lot of time today packing, and I am afraid I'm going to have to get another trunk of some kind before I finish. It is amazing how much you can accumulate over a year's time. Just as soon as I get orders, I'm going to ship this trunk. They tell me it takes about 3 weeks to get to the East Coast. If I get my orders within the next week, I can be pretty sure that it will be home when I get there. A little advance warning for you, though. I'm locking the trunk and putting 2 padlocks on it, and I want to be the one to open it when I get home. Mainly because I have a lot of things for you, and I want to be there to give them to you. I didn't mind buying a trunk because I figured it would make a good toy box for the boys. I was really relieved to hear that you got home all right. I didn't get your second letter yet, explaining your car trouble, but at least you are home safe, and that is the important thing. I'll bet the boys were glad to get home. I can tell you another boy who will be glad too when he gets home. They didn't waste any time putting us back to work when we got home. We have a mission at 7:30 tomorrow morning, but I don't mind. The busier I stay, the faster the time will pass. Charlie acted like he was glad to see me. He has really grown. He bit 5 people while I was gone, and the doctor had to quarantine him and give the people shots. But don't worry, he only seems to bite Vietnamese and Negroes. He likes white people okay. He didn't hurt anybody anyway. He can't bite that hard. The doc just laughed when he told me about it. I still don't know for sure if I can bring him home. I plan on going to Saigon on R&R in about 3 days. I will find out then. I have so much to do before I leave here, but I can't do a thing without orders. Oh well, they can't wait much longer. I'm very anxious to see where I'm going, too. Have you noticed the difference in the length of this letter? It is a lot easier to sit down at my own desk with a good light and a good fan than it was up in Da Nang or Quang Ngai, where we had nothing. However, I think I will quit for tonight. I'm looking for a letter from you tomorrow, so I will try to write again tomorrow night. Tell the boys that I love them very much, and I miss you all very much. I love you very much. How would you like to have a bikini? All my love. Bill. When Popi writes this letter, he's just returned to Vinh Long. It's his final posting before heading home, and you can hear the tone shift immediately. For the first time in weeks, he's back at his own desk, under a proper light, with a working fan. It's easier to write, easier to breathe. He's not quite home, but he's finally facing in that direction. And what's the first thing he does? He packs. He spends most of this letter talking about a trunk, one he bought in Quang Ngai, big enough to hold everything he's accumulated over a year in Vietnam. He thought one would be enough, but it's already overflowing, so he's planning to find another because there's just that much to account for. Gear, uniforms, photos, souvenirs, gifts for Suzie and the boys. He says he'll lock it up with 2 padlocks and doesn't want it open until he's home because some things, he says, are for her eyes only. There's something tender about that. This isn't just about logistics. It's about making the end of his tour mean something. This trunk, in a way, becomes the vessel of a transformation, a warrior, contained and carried home. Throughout American military history, packing out has been a ritual of endings. In World War II, soldiers returning from Europe often mailed back handmade souvenirs, enemy helmets, even wedding gifts they bought for sweethearts during leave in London or Paris. In Korea, guys would ship home jackets, stitched by local tailors with embroidered maps of the peninsula, their unit numbers, and the year they served. In Vietnam, the contents of a soldier's trunk might include teak carvings, silk scarves from Saigon, slide reels, and all the other things he's mentioned he's bought for everyone back home. These trunks weren't just for souvenirs. They were for memory, transition, closure. But the funny thing is, you never really know what you're bringing home or what it will make you feel when you see it back home. Poppy's trying to control that process. He wants the trunk sealed, wants to be there when it's opened, wants to decide how and when to share what's inside. Maybe it's because he knows some things are hard to explain. Maybe it's because he wants to give those gifts, especially to Suzie, as something more than objects. He wants them to feel like proof that he made it through, that he never stopped thinking of her. Then there's Charlie, who apparently bit 5 people while Bill was away. The doctor laughed about it, even joking that Charlie only bites Vietnamese and black people. Another reminder of the racial dynamics that underpin so much of the war. This letter isn't dramatic. There are no explosions, no battles, no deep philosophical reflections. But it's a letter about what happens next, about what it feels like to step out of the fog of deployment and start collecting the pieces of yourself again. One shirt at a time, one keepsake, one letter, all locked away in a trunk. The photo I chose for today shows a busy street in a Vietnamese town. Men on bicycles are speeding past. In the middle, there appears to be Popi, cigarette in mouth, loading a large blue chest onto the back of a Jeep with the help of someone else. Perhaps this is the chest he mentions, which will eventually be full of all his souvenirs that he bought during his time overseas. I'm Alex Lowy, and I hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode of Dearest Suzie, and receiving messages from the past that my Poppy wrote exactly 60 years ago. I sincerely appreciate your time and interest. Please consider following the podcast on your preferred platform, and if you're enjoying it, I kindly ask that you take the time to rate the show and leave a review. Also, please follow the project on YouTube, X, and Instagram. All likes, comments, shares, and reviews will help grow the reach of this story. The links for these things should be in the description of this episode. Please feel free to email me at dearestsuziepodcast@gmail.com if you have anything you'd like to say. I'd love to chat or to hear about your stories as well. Thank you for listening, and God bless.